Ever sat down to play a game just for an hour only to look up and realize it's already dawn? The plan was to quickly knock out one quest or finish a single mission, but suddenly you're deep into a world that's stolen hours from your life. Sound familiar? In this video, I'm going to share my personal picks for the most time-stealing games I've ever played. These are the ones that sucked me in and didn't let go. But before we dive in, I want to know from you, which game has shamelessly stolen your time? Drop a comment below and let's talk about the games that keep us up all night. Let's kick things off with a game that completely absorbed me the moment I picked it up. Bloodborne. Now, if you've ever played a Souls-like game, you know how demanding and rewarding they can be. But Bloodborne? It's on a whole different level. The world is dark, haunting, and brutally challenging, and every time you think you've got a handle on things, the game throws something even tougher at you. The main game alone will take you at least 70 hours to finish, and that's if you're fast. But it doesn't stop there. Once you dive into the Old Hunter DLC, you're looking at even more hours of exploring the twisted, nightmarish world, battling grotesque creatures, and taking on some of the most difficult bosses in gaming history. But what makes Bloodborne so special isn't just the difficulty, it's the atmosphere, the art style, the blood-curdling boss designs, and the constant sense of dread and excitement. It grips you. I can't count how many times I've sat down for a quick session only to find myself still playing at 4 a.m., barely able to keep my eyes open, but too hooked to stop. For fans of Souls-like games, Bloodborne is often regarded as one of the best in the genre. And even though it was originally released for PlayStation, there's still a huge fan base hoping for a PC release. Some determined fans even managed to get it running on an emulator, though the FPS is far from ideal. But hey, it's still a huge win, right? If only From Software would give us the remake we're all waiting for. Whether it's the incredible art design, the heart-pounding boss fights, or the gloomy atmospheric world, Bloodborne is a game that you won't just play, you'll lose yourself in it. It's the kind of game that keeps you up all night, and when you finally beat that one boss you've been stuck on for hours, the euphoria is unmatched. If you've played Bloodborne, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, trust me, it's a journey worth taking. And hey, who knows? Maybe one day we'll get the PC version we've all been dreaming of. Next up, we've got DayZ Gone. Now, this game might not be as brutal as Bloodborne, but trust me, it'll steal just as much of your time, and for all the right reasons. Imagine this, you're playing as Deacon St. John, a rugged biker in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by freakers. Think zombies, but smarter. You set out thinking, I'll just play for an hour, but before you know it, you're deep into the wilds of Oregon, fighting for survival, dealing with camps, and riding your bike through some of the most breathtaking landscapes and gaming. The beauty of DayZ Gone is in its open world. Oregon feels alive, forests, abandoned towns, and snowy mountains all begging to be explored. And as you navigate this stunning landscape, you'll quickly find yourself entangled in Deacon's personal journey, the loss of his wife, the struggle for survival, and the tough choices he has to make. The emotional depth of the game draws you in, making you want to come back for more. But it's not just about the story. DayZ Gone also has a dynamic bike mechanic that's incredibly well done. From upgrades to fuel management, the bike isn't just your means of transportation, it feels like part of you. You'll find yourself caring for it, maintaining it, and upgrading it as you journey deeper into this ravaged world. And then there are the freaker hordes, hundreds of zombies rushing at you in a terrifying mass, creating an adrenaline rush like nothing else. The first time you see a horde charging toward you, your heart will start racing, and you'll have to think fast to survive. These are the moments that make DayZ Gone unforgettable. Yes, the game had its technical issues at launch, but those have largely been ironed out. Now with the remaster released, DayZ Gone is a polished product that holds up incredibly well. The combination of beautiful landscapes, emotional storytelling, and heart-pounding action is something you won't want to miss. If you haven't played it yet, do yourself a favor and fix that ace. Trust me, you'll lose track of time and find yourself riding through this hauntingly beautiful world long after you should have gone to bed. If you love a challenge, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the ultimate test of patience, reflexes, and strategy. You start thinking, I'll just beat this boss and call it a night. But before you know it, You're greeting the dawn with a controller in hand, still fighting for victory. The combat in Sekiro is unlike anything in other From Software games. It's all about precision, timing your parries, dodges, and counterattacks to perfection. Once you nail the rhythm, it's an exhilarating experience, like a real sword duel. The game's set in a beautifully recreated feudal Japan, with mountain temples, forests, and villages that make you want to stop and admire the view. But the real thrill comes from the bosses. Every fight feels like a test of skill, and each victory is pure euphoria. It's tough, it's rewarding, and it will keep you up long after you plan to stop. If you're into hardcore gaming, Sekiro will definitely steal your time, leaving you addicted to its brutal yet satisfying challenge. If you prefer a more cinematic adventure, Ghost of Tsushima is your game. Set in feudal Japan during the Mongol invasion, this masterpiece lets you step into the shoes of Jin Sakai, a samurai torn between tradition and survival. The combat is fluid, with different stances and combos that make every battle feel like a choreographed fight scene. What really sets Ghost of Tsushima apart is the visuals. The landscapes are breathtaking. Endless fields, autumn forests, mist-covered temples, all beautifully designed to immerse you in a world that's both peaceful and perilous. And when you play in Kurosawa mode with the black and white filter, it feels like you're in an old samurai film. The story is gripping, the characters deeply written, and the emotional moments hit hard. Every encounter feels like a test of Jin's honor, and the game forces you to make tough choices along the way. If you haven't played it yet, trust me, you're missing out on one of the best games of its generation. If you're craving pure, unfiltered action, Devil May Cry is the game that'll keep you hooked all night. From the moment you start, it's non-stop energy. Combos, sword fights, and over-the-top moves that feel more like a dance than a battle. Each encounter becomes an opportunity to show off your skills, chaining attacks together in a way that makes you feel unstoppable. The best part? The characters. Dante, Virgil, Nero. They're not just fighters, they're legends. Their personalities shine through in every line, making even the craziest fights feel personal. And when you're facing off against the game's bosses, each battle feels like a showdown with a true adversary, challenging your reflexes and strategy. The combat is fast, the soundtrack is epic, and the level design is some of the best out there. When you start mastering the mechanics and pulling off insane combos, you'll find yourself playing just one more mission, only to realize hours have passed. If you haven't jumped into the Devil May Cry series yet, do yourself a favor. It's an adrenaline rush that'll have you coming back for more every single time. Now let's talk about a remake that took everyone by surprise, Resident Evil 4 Remake. I was skeptical at first, why mess with the classic, right? But wow, Capcom nailed it. They preserved everything we loved about the original, the creepy village, the charismatic villains, and of course, Leon Kennedy, but they gave it a fresh modern twist that makes it feel like a whole new experience. The atmosphere is pure terror. Every corner feels like it's hiding something deadly. The boss fights are just as intense as ever, and there's one in particular, El Gigante, that'll have you on the edge of your seat, heart pounding, trying to figure out how to survive. What sets this remake apart is the tactical combat. You can now parry attacks, dodge with precision, and use the environment to your advantage. It's an adrenaline rush, especially when you're outnumbered and desperate for ammo. The graphics are stunning, the enemies terrifying, and the story's still gripping. If you thought the original was a masterpiece, this remake takes it to a whole new level. If you haven't played it yet, get on it. This game will suck you in for hours and leave you wanting more every time. For those of you who want an experience that feels more like a second life than a game, DayZ is the ultimate survival test. Forget about zombies being just cannon fodder. Here, the real danger lies in other players. DayZ isn't just a game, it's a gripping survival story where every step could be your last. You start with nothing but a few basic supplies wandering a post-apocalyptic wasteland. As you scavenge for food, water, and weapons, you begin to realize that everyone you meet can either help or harm you. That's the beauty of DayZ, the unpredictability. Will someone offer you a hand or shoot you for your last can of beans? You never know. The world is massive, filled with dense forests, abandoned towns, and military outposts, creating a sense of isolation that ramps up the tension. When you hear footsteps behind you or gunshots in the distance, your heart races, and the adrenaline spikes when you've collected some decent loot and know that any encounter could cost you everything. What makes DayZ stand out is the human element. The interactions, whether friendly or hostile, turn the game into a series of unique stories. The graphics might seem a bit outdated, but the atmosphere is so immersive that you won't even care. Each session is a new adventure, and each time you log in, you never know what to expect. If you haven't played DayZ yet, get ready for sleepless nights. The thrills, the heart-stopping moments, and the ever-present danger will keep you hooked. If you're a fan of RPGs, Fallout New Vegas is one of those games that you can't just play once. It's a masterpiece that'll keep you coming back for more, with every decision you make impacting the world around you. Set in the post-apocalyptic Mojave wasteland, you take control of the Courier, a character caught up in a war between factions vying for control of the region. What makes New Vegas special is that every choice matters. Whether you align with the New California Republic or the ruthless Caesar's Legion, the story and the world shift depending on your actions. It's not just about exploring, it's about making tough decisions that have real consequences. The characters are unforgettable. Each one feels like they could have their own game. From Mr. House to Yes Man, every NPC has their own motivations, and you'll find yourself getting emotionally invested in their stories. But it's not just the plot that hooks you. Fallout New Vegas is filled with side quests that can keep you busy for hours. The DLC packs, like Dead Money and Old World Blues, add even more depth and exploration. Sure, the graphics may not be as modern as other titles, but the world is so alive, the storytelling's so rich, that you'll forget all about that. You'll find yourself wandering the wasteland, wondering how you can change its future, one decision at a time. If you haven't played it yet, do yourself a favor. Fallout New Vegas is a game that'll steal hours of your life, and you'll love every second of it. For those who crave a survival experience like no other, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is a game that will consume you. Set in the eerie Chernobyl exclusion zone, this game is all about mystery, danger, and the constant fight to stay alive. The radiation, mutants, and factions add layers of danger, while the anomalies make every step feel like a potential death trap. But it's not just the world that makes S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 so captivating, it's the atmosphere. The sound design alone is enough to keep you on edge, with creepy noises in the distance that make you second-guess every move. The open-world exploration will pull you in, and you'll find yourself immersed in the story and the environment, desperately trying to survive in one of the most hostile places on Earth. And if you're already a S.T.A.L.K.E.R fan, you know that there's more to discover in S.T.A.L.K.E.R Gamma. This mod transforms the classic Shadow of Chernobyl into something that feels as fresh as S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, but with a much more hardcore survival approach. Every bullet counts, every encounter could be your last, and the tension is off the charts. The Gamma mod completely reworks the economy, AI, and ballistics, making it a whole new experience. The visuals look stunning with modern textures and lighting, and the survival mechanics are so deep that you'll find yourself checking your hunger, sleep, and gear condition constantly. It's a tough world to survive in, but every victory feels incredibly rewarding. If you're into hardcore survival with a gripping story and a dangerous world, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 and Gamma will steal your time without you even realizing it. Get ready for sleepless nights and heart-pounding moments. And finally, let's wrap things up with a game that's been captivating gamers all over the world, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I know what you're thinking. Zelda might seem like a lighter, more whimsical adventure, but trust me, this game will pull you in and steal hours of your life, just like the best of them. The beauty of Tears of the Kingdom lies in its open-world exploration. From the moment you step into the game, you're greeted with an endless world of puzzles, boss fights, and secrets that make you feel like an adventurer at heart. But what truly sets this game apart is the creative freedom it gives you. Whether you're building contraptions to solve puzzles or crafting your own path through the world, Zelda offers a level of freedom that keeps you coming back for more. The gameplay mechanics are as addictive as ever, with an emphasis on creativity, finding unique ways to tackle problems and defeat enemies. And the world is just stunning. The way it's divided into multiple layers, each hiding its own set of mysteries, keeps you on your toes, constantly eager to explore what's next. Plus, with the emulators making it possible to play anywhere, the game's reach has only grown. If you haven't given Tears of the Kingdom a try yet, do it. You won't be disappointed. It's a game that will absorb you for hundreds of hours, with new surprises and challenges waiting at every corner. And trust me, you'll be hooked from the very first minute. So there you have it, games that steal your time without you even realizing it. From the grueling challenge of Bloodborne to the breathtaking landscapes of Ghost of Tsushima, each of these games has a way of pulling you in, making you forget the world around you. Whether you're up all night trying to survive in DayZ or mastering combat in Sekiro, the hours just slip away, but now it's your turn. What's the game that's stolen your time? Drop a comment below and let me know, and if you think I missed any serious time eaters, let's talk about it. Who knows, I might even make a part 2 based on your suggestions. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video with even more time-stealing games to to keep you up all night.